Well, the European Union headquarters Brussels still remains under maximum threat alert, with Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel expressing the fear of a Paris-like attack being imminent. Now, in Paris, the British Prime Minister David Cameron stood alongside the French President Francois Hollande in a show of support and unity. And what's more, he spoke of the UK joining airstrikes against ISIS.
Even as Paris continues to build an alliance against ISIS, the EU headquarters at Brussels continues to be a fortress. A meeting of two P5 and NATO members, neighbours and major powers of Europe, UK Prime Minister David Cameron meeting with French President Francois Hollande in Paris. And Cameron is convinced the UK should carry out military airstrikes alongside France in Syria.
The United Nations unanimously backed action against ISIL in Syria and Iraq. And later this week I will set out in Parliament our comprehensive strategy for tackling ISIL. I firmly support the action that President Hollande has taken to strike ISIL in Syria, and it's my firm conviction that Britain should do so too.
We are convinced that we have to keep striking Daesh in Syria. We are going to intensify our strikes. We are going to choose targets that will do the most possible damage to this terrorist army. And our aircraft carrier will soon be arriving in the area, clearly mandated to hit Daesh and hit them hard.
While the nations work out their offensive strategy, the EU capital Brussels is under maximum threat alert for a second day, with closed schools, creches, universities and metro. The EU has raised its own alert level to orange high, just short of red severe. Belgian police arrested 16 people during operations following the November 13th Paris attacks, but did not find Saleh Abdeslam, the Brussels man suspected of playing a key role in the assault in France.
These searches took place in Sint-Jans-Molenbeek, Anderlecht, Jette, Schaarbeek, Sint-Lamprecht, Woluwe and Vorst. There were also 3 house searches carried out in Charleroi. In total, 16 persons were arrested. The investigating judge will decide tomorrow about their possible further detention. Until now, no firearms or explosives were found.
On Sunday, Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel, after a meeting of security chiefs, said the capital's lockdown would continue for fear that a new Paris-style mass attack may be imminent.
What we fear is an attack similar to one in Paris, with several individuals who could also possibly launch several attacks at the same time in multiple locations.
The capital city was deserted over the weekend after the government announced a level 4 alert or maximum threat. Belgium has been at the heart of investigations into the Paris attacks on November 13th after links with Brussels emerged, particularly Molenbeek. One of the suspected attackers, Salah Abdeslam, is reported to have slipped back into Brussels from Paris shortly after the attacks. His elder brother, Brahim, blew himself up at a cafe. Belgian residents are not used to living in such a fortress.
I
am totally worried. I've lived in Brussels for 20 years and have never seen this. Walking the streets, I have stopped earlier and told it would be best not to walk in the street now. It's making me panic.
There is a climate of insecurity, which unfortunately, in my opinion, is not about to stop.
Extra soldiers were seen deployed in the Molenbeek area. Soldiers are on guard in parts of Brussels, a city of 1.2 million people, the headquarters of both the European Union and NATO. PM Michel says the police, military and all security services are totally mobilized, while investigations go on day and night. News Night Desk, DD News.